Snowfall is a TV show on FX. This show stars Damson Idris, Carter Hudson, Isaiah John, Sergio Perez Mencheta, Michael Hyatt, and a bunch of other people. The setting of this show is the early 1980s in Los Angeles. We basically focus on the early days of the crack cocaine epidemic through the lens of different characters. We focus on a young street entrepreneur named Franklin Saint, a CIA officer named Teddy McDonald, and a wrestler named Gustavo who's trying to work with a Mexican cartel family. As the show goes on, all of these characters' stories intertwine, and we basically get a wild show. And that's the premise of Snowfall. Snowfall had its first season in 2017. Currently, there's 4 seasons, and season 5 will most likely premiere in 2022. Anyways, I decided to binge a show for a couple of reasons. I've had 2 people reach out to me about the show saying how good it is, and I remember wanting to watch the show back in 2017, but I no longer had FX at that time, so I couldn't watch it, and I completely forgot about it. Fast forward to 2021, I've had 2 people recommend it to me, and I decided to watch it because it sparked my memory of the show when those 2 people reached out to me. So I binged all 4 seasons in 2 weeks or so, and I have to say, Snowfall is without a doubt one of the most underrated shows on TV. This show is so good, and it's a shame that most people are not watching it or not talking about it. And it's weird because this is a very accessible show. I really feel like this show would really please everyone because of the pacing, the acting, directing, the writing. It's a show that consistently keeps you on the edge of your seat. It has all the ingredients to make audiences captivated, but for some reason, people are sleeping on it. It could be because the marketing is not great for the show, or the first season in particular had mixed reviews, and that might have pushed some people away. In any case, I believe it's a shame that more people are not talking about this show. So let's talk about Snowfall and why I think it is as good as it is. Snowfall is a very consistent show. Throughout the 4 seasons, I was captivated, I was enthralled, I was on the edge of my seat, and I wanted to know what was going to happen next. Season 1 is really good, but as the seasons go on, it's definitely better. You can see the improvement of the action scenes, the acting, the stakes are much higher. And that's not a jab at season 1. Season 1 is good. It's really good, I would say. But there are just some flaws, and as you watch the show, you can see that the writers definitely improve their game, which is a good thing, of course. So season 4, I have to say, is my favorite so far. Season 4 had its premiere early in 2021, and I have to say it's one of my favorite shows that I've seen so far this year. Season 4 is wild. It definitely ups the stakes. The acting is as good as it's ever been. And as the show went on, I just wanted to see what was going to happen next. I was so eager. And now I'm highly anticipating season 5 next year. And once again, it's just one of those cases where I feel like I'm so hyped for a show that a lot of people are not talking about or not even watching. So part of the reason why I'm making this review is to make people aware of it and to hopefully convince you guys to check it out. It is available on Hulu. So the acting in this show is terrific. I mean, Damson Idris as Franklin Saint, he is phenomenal as the main lead. I really like his character. It's crazy to see how his character grew from season 1, where he was just a young street entrepreneur. He was trying to get into the game, into this kingpin who is really well respected and ruthless. And the transformation is crazy. It kind of reminded me of Breaking Bad in some sort of way. But yeah, it's just, he does such a great job in the show. He's a likable character. And as you see the show, you're like, damn, you're not the same Franklin that you were in season 1. It is so clear. It's clear as day. And Franklin Saint is not the only great character in the show. There are so many characters that are likable and they change as they go on, such as Teddy McDonald. He was kind of a weasel in season 1. And to see him progress into the character he is now, it was also crazy to see. And I think the actor who plays Teddy McDonald, he does such a good job in his role. Same with Gustavo, the wrestler, who is somebody who is quiet but is not afraid of anything. As the show goes on, he definitely becomes more of that alpha male he portrayed himself to be. He's not as quiet either. He's actually more ruthless as the show goes on, but no spoilers. And there are other characters like Leon, Franklin's friend and partner. And you have Jerome, who is Franklin's uncle, who is probably my favorite character in the show. He's really funny, but he's also somebody you don't want to fuck with because he's huge and he can basically kick your ass, and he does not take shit from anybody. And you have other characters like Louie, Jerome's wife, Franklin's aunt, who is also very, she assists really well, and she is useful. She benefits the supporting cast that much more. And you have just a bunch of other people who are great. Even in season 4, there's this journalist who could have easily came off as cliched and someone unlikable, but she was a journalist who she wanted to do the right thing, but they did a realistic job with her. She wasn't unlikable. She wasn't cheesy. She was a real person with flaws, and she had problems with others, but she was still likable. And I actually was pleased with how they handled her character and with basically all the characters in the show. This show, like I said, like this show just gets crazy as it goes on. It's very unpredictable. Wild stuff happens really early, like episode 3 of the first season. Something really off guard. Something caught me off guard in that episode, and I can't even describe it. Anyways, the directing is really solid. John Singleton actually was a creator of the show. He's directed some of the episodes too, so you'd have some talented people involved. Like I said, the writing is really strong. It's one of those shows that keeps you interested and makes you want more. I will say, in terms of flaws, there are definitely a few. So, like I said, season 1 is just not on par with the other seasons, even though I like season 1 quite a bit. And there are some characters that don't show up again, or there's one character named Avi who's really big in season 1, and they set him up to do a lot more or be an even bigger character, but he kind of gets sidelined at the other seasons, which I'm not really sure why that is. And some other things that involve spoilers, so I'm not going to talk about that. But in any case, Snowfall, it has a great soundtrack. It's really well directed. The cinematography is good. The action is good. Everything about it really works, except for the slight pacing issues in season 1 and maybe some character choices that I wasn't too pleased with, but the positives easily outweigh the negatives. So I'm going to give Snowfall as a whole an 8 out of 10. I mean, if I'm rating all of the seasons combined, I'm going to go a really strong 8 out of 10. I would give season 4, the one that premiered this year, a 9 out of 10 because of how good that season was. But as a whole, I'm giving this a very strong 8. It's so underrated. It's really well made overall. And I just had a really good time watching the show and binging it for 2 weeks. So definitely check out Snowfall if you haven't. It is on Hulu. And I think it's the type of show that you're going to like because it's really well paced and it's accessible to everybody. It's not one of those shows that is too slow and you can see why some people would be turned off by it. That's not the case for Snowfall. So I'm really excited for season 5, and I hope you guys will check out that show at some point. So thank you guys for watching. That's my review of Snowfall. I hope you guys enjoyed it and will take it into consideration in regards to checking out this show or not. My next review will be for the movie The Green Knight, and I will see you guys then. So make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, share the video if you want. I'll see you guys next time. So until then, take care. Have a good one. Bye.